Alright guys, welcome back. This is Jab Reads with the second review on the vlog, and I'm super stoked because that means it is October 7th, and that is the most highly anticipated date for me to be doing this because The Girl on the Train. Now for most of you, this is probably why you clicked on the video, because not only is this book wonderful, and it's one that you probably and most definitely have heard of. If you haven't heard of it, who are you? But also today, one of the reasons why I saved this book review from last week for this week was because today, if not yesterday, depending on where you live, the movie of this book is now out in theaters. And what's great is that Emily Blunt is the showrunner of this film, but when isn't she the showrunner of the film? Because Emily Blunt forever. So she plays the lead character, Rachel, who is this routine set girl who is dealing with the depression of being divorced. And while she goes on this train ride to work every day, looking out the window at this intersection, at this family, overlooking her old house with her ex-husband and his new woman, she goes to work, goes home, gets drunk, wakes up the next morning to do it all over again. So she's this routine woman who people watches. She's people watching this couple that always does their routine thing by doing their breakfast out on their porch, on their patio. And so she's watching them and she's giving them fake names and fake lives, and then one day she's like, where's the girl? They're always together. Where's the girl? Where's the guy? Why is he alone? What's going on? And she instantly just thinks there's something wrong with this girl. She's dead. She must be dead. She's missing. Where is she? He did something to her. Are they getting a divorce? Like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And at first you're like, this woman's crazy because she's just watching people. She's giving them fake lives. This woman, she's probably just not going outside. Now everyone has a routine life, But then the newspaper for the next day comes, and that woman that she watched every day for the past how many months is actually missing. So she's like, oh, well, here I am with all this information. I'm going to go to the police. So when she goes to the police, she finds that there's something bigger going on. And the entire story was just awesomely written. It rotates between characters every other chapter. And you have Megan Hipwell, you have Rachel, and then there's one other girl, but I can't think of her name right now. I want to say her name's Anna. Or Emily. Anna or Emily. I think it's Anna. And so what was really cool about the rotation and the fact that this is a psychological thriller is I feel like a lot of people believe that psychological thrillers deal with the twist, and so they write this crazy novel with this crazier twist, and that's what becomes a psychological thriller, but I actually disagree. I feel like with psychological, you definitely want to mess with someone's head. So, especially with Fight Club, if you guys haven't seen Fight Club, go see that, go read that. I heard the book was a lot different, but a lot of people, 99% of the people, believe that the movie was better. But with this psychological book, I felt it was very psychological because it was more so mindset rather than visual, if that makes sense. So you got to see more of the inside of these characters rather than the interactions of these characters. There was more inner dialogue to me than there was actual exposed dialogue between characters. And I really liked that because you got into the mindset of all these characters and you got to see how they think and feel and interact with each other, and then come the twist in the end, you're like, well, shit. So I definitely enjoyed this book. It was from 2015, and it was on the hot seller, bestseller list for over a year. It came out in 2015, and a month ago, a month and a half at the latest, it just came out in paperback, which is crazy and rarely happens. So congrats to Paula Hawkins for that, and especially with it being her debut, because she was a journalist before, I'm excited to see what her follow-up novel will be, and I definitely recommend this book. And so what was really cool about me saving this review for today was, since the movie is now out, I actually have a review of the movie itself. I got to see it a few days early, and I'm not going to tell you how or by who, but I did get to see it early, and so if you guys want to know what I thought about the movie, as well as the way that they executed the story, and if they changed anything, or yada yada, then stay tuned, because that will be on the end of this vlog. And I want to hear what you guys think of The Girl on the Train, because a lot of people didn't really like it because of the hype, and a lot of people believe that it didn't live up to its said hype, because it was supposed to be the most highly anticipated novel of 2015 since Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Ooh, sorry Gillian. So a lot of people thought that Gone Girl was better, a lot of people thought this was better, a lot of people just thought they were the same. I honestly don't know what to say about this book because I do love them both very equally, and if you don't know what Gone Girl is, definitely pause this video right now and go get a copy of it because it is so good. I was dying when watching that movie and reading that book. It was just amazing, so I'm excited for Gillian Flynn's next. But with this one, I want to hear what you guys think, especially of the movie. Stay tuned for the review, and if you guys are actually not ready for the movie review, if you're going to wait because you want to see it yourself, then I will see you guys next week when I have my next vlog ready. Be sure to subscribe, comment, and like. I will be up every Friday with new videos, and especially with today being the first video of October, I am actually ready to announce, or excited to announce, that I have a lot of fun stuff coming this month, especially the closer we get to Halloween. So stay tuned for that, and stay tuned for next week's episode. You guys have fun, and remember to read. Hey guys, thank you so much for sticking around for this part of the video. This is where I'll be talking about the film The Girl on the Train and how it translated from book to big screen. So if you're here for that, awesome. If not, go ahead and click away. I will see you guys next week with some more awesome material and more cool things to talk about. But if not, stick around because here we go with The Girl on the Train. So today is its big release day as far as the film itself goes, unless, depending on where you live, you guys got to see it last night. I got to see it a day early, or actually 2 days early. Technically a day or 2 days early depending on where you live. So that was actually really awesome, so thanks to the people that helped me do that. I enjoyed the film immensely. It was awesome, awesome, awesome. I do recommend it. If you have nothing going on today, then go see it right now because it is a very, very good film. But if you just have to read the book first, I do recommend that. But if you cannot wait, then definitely go see it. Emily Blunt does a very, very awesome job. So awesome, it's unbelievable, at portraying Rachel, this drunken, desperate woman trying to find her way after being obsessed with this mystery that she feels like she's like in the middle of. So I just want to say, Emily Blunt, you did it awesome, awesome, awesome. You did so good portraying this character. I was a little scared at first, not gonna lie, having her cast as this role, but then I started to think about it because obviously you're like, well, this person could have done a better job. I was like, I honestly can't think of anyone else. The cool thing about this book was, I guess, really, as long as they know how to act well, that I feel like maybe anyone could have done this role, because usually when you have more exterior dialogue, you know, you can kind of picture, oh, well, they kind of talk and they kind of hold themselves like this person, but with this type of novel where everything was more kind of inside themselves, more inner dialogue, you can really kind of mold that to any actor. You can really kind of mold that to any, you know, like appearance and role. So I was very, very thrilled to see Emily Blunt as Rachel. What I did also like about the film was they played very well on the whole tension and dramatic boldness of some of the scenes by not having any background noise whatsoever. So that did kind of feed on the tone of the scene itself, so that was really awesome. I do respect that, and Joss Whedon's done that before in Season 5 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer with the episode The Body. So for this entire episode, he had no background noise whatsoever, and he did such a cool, unique job at doing that because of how serious and how grave that episode and that storyline was. So I was really thrilled to see that in this one. Obviously there's going to be some hiccups along the way translating a book to a film, because some things, you know, you can't either afford, or some things just don't come out pictured the way that us, the readers, do, because we are all our own directors. If you haven't heard that saying before, then here you are hearing it now, because we are actually all our own directors. You know, you're starting to picture how the houses look, how the people look, how the way that the interactions between these characters go. And so if you sit there and if you're like, no, that's not how it went in the book, it's because you thought of a different way of how it went compared to actually how the director hired to do the job did it. So I was obviously sitting there thinking the same thing. I was believing that the train tracks were more so above the houses, and she was kind of looking down over them. And as far as where the two houses in the story goes, I believe I read them as being flipped. So like one of them was actually closer to the tracks than the other one. But so there's obviously going to be some differences. But for what it's worth, I enjoyed the film. I give it a 9 out of 10. Like I said, obviously you can't do everything perfect. The beginning was a little rushed, not going to lie. Another hiccup. But it was just because they had to kind of execute so much, because you can't have a 4-hour film that's done perfectly, you know. So they did a very good job at translating these characters and the introductions to their story before throwing them all together to make this really cool, like, twisty and turny ride that comes full circle near the end. Like I said, it's a very good film. I don't want to get too much into it because I don't obviously want to spoil anything from the film, especially if any of you are still reading the book, although the book has been out for almost 2 years now. A lot of people are still only finding out about it because of friends, because of the film. So if you guys are still reading it, definitely read it. Let me know what you think below. If you guys have seen the film already, or if you're going today or tomorrow, come back and let me know your thoughts on the film below, especially if you've read the book. I'd like to know what you guys think as far as the translations from the two different media types go. So definitely let me know what you think of that below as well. And I was, while sitting there watching the film, I was also thinking about going back and rereading the book really quickly, because when I first originally read it almost 2 years ago, coming up this January, I found a few things, a few scenes, a few snippets that I was just so urgent and just ready to talk about to someone that I actually pressed it on to some of my coworkers and made them read it, and then we got to talk about those things. So obviously there was a few things missing from the film that I do want to talk about, so I might come back and do a spoilery talk for the book itself. If you guys think that I should do a spoilery talk, let me know what you think below, but if not, I will see you guys next week with some more fun videos. And let me know what you guys think. Again, like I said, I keep repeating myself, but I do want to hear from you guys, so let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like, and remember to read something. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Won't you please take me home? Oh, you can still hear me.